Hi everyone, it's Amanda here with your August 2016 Runescope. August actually marks my 3rd anniversary here on YouTube. So I did want to take a moment to thank all of you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my videos. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. And I especially wanted to thank all of you who have gotten a private session with me, a private reading. For those of you who haven't, I do those on Skype. They are $65 for 30 minutes. If you haven't gotten one and you'd like to get one, go ahead and drop me a line at runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U, and we can get you signed up for that. Also wanted to thank those of you who have purchased my videos over on Vimeo. The link to my on-demand Vimeo page is also below. Just tap or click the little arrow beneath the video. But over there, for those of you who maybe can't quite afford a private session, I know not everybody's in the same financial boat. I do offer some cheaper general readings over there, but they are more specific. So your love and career Runescopes are over there for all of 2016. I also just last month posted your mid-year readings. So those are general readings covering July through December. For a small fee, you can view those if you have a Vimeo account, and it's free to sign up. So definitely jump over there. And of course, every month I am doing the spiritual guidance card where I pull it's kind of part 2 of your free videos here on YouTube. For those of you who want a little extra guidance, and this month I'm going to be pulling one card from the Astrological Oracle cards by Antonella Castelli. It's a beautiful deck, and especially those of you who are interested in astrology, and who, if you watch the astrology videos on YouTube, you know, you can definitely probably find some correspondences to what's going on in your chart for the month of August based on the cards that I will pull. So definitely join me over there for that. For those of you, if you're broke, you don't have any extra money, I totally get that. I totally understand that. But if you like what I'm doing and you would like to support my channel, the easiest way is to just subscribe. Click that little subscribe button here in the video or below the video. And you know, when I first started, there were only like a handful of people doing card readings and oracle readings and that sort of thing, and now it's become very, very saturated. So much so that it's very hard sometimes to kind of find the reader that you like, or there are so many you forget. So definitely, if you want to be able to find me again, just click subscribe. You can also share my videos with your friends and family if you think they would benefit. And you know, or you could click on one of the ads in my videos to support me as well. So I thank all of you who have done all of that, and particularly my regulars that I talk to every 6 weeks or so, which is the amount of time I recommend between readings. But you know who you are. Thank you so much for giving me the honor of helping you on this path, on this crazy thing we called life. So I do take that responsibility very seriously, and I thank you very much for trusting me to deliver the messages that you need to hear from your spirit guides. Also, I wanted to mention that I will be offering one more online rune class for 2016. This one is going to run August 29th through October 10th. So the deadline to sign up is Thursday, August 25th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Last month I misspoke and said the 26th, but it is the August 25th is the deadline. It's $185 for the 6-week course. If you would like to sign up for that, or if you would just like some more information, drop me a line at that same email address I mentioned earlier. It's also below the video, and we can get you signed up, or I can send you the info sheet on that. So again, thank you so much for your continued support. But now, without further ado, let's get on to your August reading. Hi there, Pisces. Welcome to your Runescope for August 2016. Let's see which runes have something to say to you about August 2016 for Pisces. Now, as always, do check out the video for your rising sign as well. That can give you additional information or messages that are only kind of talked about, or maybe not talked about at all. in this very general sun sign reading. Of course, the only way to get a reading all about you is to schedule an appointment with me. Again, see the beginning of the video for the details about how to book with me and the cost and all that good stuff. It's also below in the details section. Just tap or click the arrow beneath the video to check that out. But let's see, Pisces, what we've got going on for August 2016. And this month I am using the Golden Tarot by Cat Black in conjunction with the runes. So the challenge or focus of the month with the Two of Swords in reverse is making a decision, narrowing down an option. You know, and this, you know, putting an end to something and moving forward. So leaving something behind, or someone, or a situation, and moving forward into something else. And usually with this, it's like you're the one making the decision. You know, the blindfold has been taken off. So some of you, maybe previous to August, there's been something you maybe purposely have been ignoring. Like, I'm not gonna look at that. It's too hard to look at that, too painful to look at that, or I just don't wanna look at that. It's gonna be different for all of you because it's a general reading. But in August, it's like, okay, it's time to look at that. Or I can no longer ignore this. I've got to acknowledge this. This situation needs to end. This relationship needs to end. I need to move forward. So yeah, this job, this relationship, whatever. For some of you, maybe it is a separation that needs to end in August. Maybe there's someone that you haven't been able to see eye to eye with. Maybe you haven't spoken to them in a long time, and maybe this is a family member or a friend. Maybe there's been a rift, you know, and it's time to move beyond that. For some of you, it may be totally leaving the relationship behind, divorcing, separating. But for others of you, it could be reconnecting with someone that you had severed ties with. And, you know, that's the issue coming up. But if there has been kind of indecision about this, or maybe if you've been in the dark about something involving this situation or about this person, that information could come to light in August. And we actually do have the Strength card here, which is indicates the time of Leo often. It could involve someone under the sun sign of Leo, and that of course is mid-July to mid-August is the time frame of Leo. But the Strength card talks about, you know, catching more flies with honey, kind of seducing the beast. And this may be your own inner beast, Pisces. You may really want to lash out at someone, really let them have it because of what you've been through, or something you feel that you were, you know, maybe they cut off from you and you were like, what did I do? And you know, you never really knew why. And you really felt hurt and betrayed by that. And you're really kind of like, you want to lash out at this person and give them a piece of your mind. But with Strength here, it's kind of saying, yes, you should definitely speak and say what you have to say, but in a way that is more tempered, that is more patient, more kind. And Pisces, normally that is your way. If you can, you know, it's just sometimes maybe you have trouble controlling your emotions. You have trouble kind of keeping them at bay, as it were, or controlled. In a situation that triggers them. So, you know, it could be that you are just angered, or really wanting to express your hurt and pain, and you feel someone has really kind of tried your patience to the breaking point, and you know, and they may not be approaching this like, it's kind of like you may be expecting an apology, expecting something from this person, and they don't offer that, or they don't feel that they owe you that. And so, you know, you may be taking August, you may not communicate at all, you may not respond to a message, you may not respond to any overtures of trying to fix something, because you may need to think about it. And you may need to think about the way you're going to respond to a message. that you get to a message that's relayed to you by someone else. Some of you may be thinking about, you know, when am I going to leave this relationship? If you live with someone and you're wanting to get, you know, you're wanting to get out of this relationship, you may be thinking about, when am I going to leave this job? And it's like, I've decided, but I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm going to keep that to myself. Now, the help that's going to be available to you with the Seven of Swords, yeah, there is a, you know, recouping something that you lost, something, someone. So this is usually indicative to me of something that you thought was stolen from you, you finding it. Something that you lost and finding that, or someone that you thought you lost, an opportunity that you thought you'd missed out on. Maybe you thought that door was closed. Maybe this is a job opportunity that you applied for, then you didn't hear anything, and you didn't hear anything, and you gave up, and now it's coming back around. So August is a month, Pisces, for you of, yeah, something's coming back around, something or someone. You get a second chance, another opportunity at something. And the way you sort of respond, you know, it's gonna have to be in a certain way. You're gonna have to maybe control your own inner beast. You know, or say things that you know, maybe not revealing all of your feelings, maybe waiting until you can talk about something in a more civil way, or waiting if it's a job offer, waiting until you have more information before you accept an offer. So yeah, any opportunity that you feel like you have missed, or anyone that you have been missing, there's a resurrection coming. And that's a word I just got because we have the blank rune here. So that means, you know, this influence, August is significant because once you walk through this door, it has the ability to change your entire life. Something big is happening in August, Pisces, to do with something from the past or someone from the past coming back around, or something precious to you being found that you thought you had lost. You know, I feel like someone felt like they lost a mother's ring, or someone's, yeah, someone, I'm seeing a beautiful like diamond antique looking ring that someone thought they misplaced, thought they lost, and you know, it's fallen down like somewhere that it's just slipped down. Nobody stole it. You know, maybe you accused someone of stealing it and they didn't, it just kind of fell. Maybe somewhere near a door. Because with weird here, that's all about the doors of walking through the door of transformation, and leaving one phase of life and walking through that doorway to the next phase. So the ring may be near a door, on a table near a door. Maybe it fell behind like an entryway table. There's something about a door connected with this if you're the one who lost the ring. So yeah, I feel like that's going to be a big sense of relief to you, because maybe you've looked everywhere. You're like, I've looked everywhere. You took up, you know, and it's just you've been blind to it for whatever reason. But then in August, that's how, you know, not that that is a smaller situation than like recouping a relationship, but in a sense it is. I mean, possessions are possessions, but this would have a connection to a relationship as well if it was your mother's ring or your grandmother's ring. So yeah, I mean, you know, for some people it's a matter of finding something, an object, a possession that's precious to you that you thought you'd lost, and in other cases it's an opportunity for a job, or it's a relationship with someone. Now, what must be accepted? Queen of Cups in reverse. You're going to be emotional. You're going to have an emotional reaction to this. So it could be just the emotion of joy when you find this. And, you know, you're so excited and elated, you may start to cry, you know, because Queen of Cups is normally Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. So I do feel like for most of you, this is you having an emotional reaction to whatever this thing is that is coming back into your life, you know, and just being so happy about it, or just feeling like you were so hurt or victimized by someone. And some of you may be like, okay, we can move forward. You know, you may be doing this thing that we were talking about where you're tempering your emotions, suppressing them for the time being because you don't want to just kind of totally let this person have it and then lose them again. But you're like, okay, we can move forward. But at some point, this is going to have to come out. Like, you know, and like I said, there's a way to do it where, you know, and maybe you should get emotional, but not in an anger sense. If you're emotional in a hurt sense and you know, upset and crying because you were hurt by this person, that's different. Maybe this person should see that. Probably they should, how much, you know, what they did affected you. But many of you, some of you, probably not many, some of you, like if this is a past romantic partner, this could be a lost love coming back. And for those of you that this person was like a more negative influence, you may let this possible change pass you by because, I mean, there's just, you just feel like you would be victimized, taken advantage of again. For some of you, this could be a water sign female, you Pisces men and Pisces lesbian ladies. This could be, yeah, another Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer female coming back in and, you know, kind of laying a guilt trip on you, kind of trying to put all of the blame on you or making excuses. Oh, I'm sorry, I treated you so horrible, but I was really going through a hard time. Well, you know, who doesn't go through a hard time sometimes? If you're going to be partnered with somebody, you need to know that you can depend on them to be there for you and vice versa. That's what a relationship is all about. So, I mean, if they're already coming back in, making excuses, and this does not have to be a woman, this is a general reading, so this could just as easily be a male. But yeah, someone who is taking on the traits of Queen of Cups in reverse, which is I'm the victim, you know, everybody always stabs me in the back, I'm always the one that gets the short end of the stick, or they never take responsibility for their role in things. And Pisces, sometimes this can be you. This can be a role you play. You know, it's on the darker side of Pisces, but I feel like for most of you, this is someone else coming in and kind of trying to make excuses for past behavior because you're the one kind of recouping a lost or missed opportunity. And it's probably because of this behavior that you broke it off with this person in the first place, or, you know, kind of got rid of them. And so, yeah, I feel like, you know, you're going to have a decision to make. Should I accept this opportunity? Should I let it pass me by? And again, these are general readings. So some of you, it's going to be in your best interest to just let it pass you by. Others of you, you know, it's going to be a good thing to give this another go. So again, when that comes up, when this, you know, lost opportunity, missed opportunity presents itself, it would be a good time to get a reading because I can, you know, we can narrow it down for you. We'll get the exact situation for you personally instead of this very general reading. But then you also have the Seven of Cups here. So there's a lot of illusion or delusion around about a situation, a fantasy-esque situation. So it could be that, yes, this person is coming back, kind of like we talked about, but they're not offering an apology, or they're not coming back in the way that you've always envisioned in your fantasies. You know, coming up with a bouquet of flowers and a bucket of ice cream, and I'm so sorry, on their knees and just begging for your forgiveness. I mean, we all have those fantasies when we've been wronged, right? Yeah, or in this case, you know, they may not even be offering an apology. They may just be like, hey, let's move forward and not talk about the past. And it's like, well, okay, but that, you know, I don't, you know, I'm going to have to think about if I can do that. Pisces, if this is a past lover coming back or someone, an old love coming back, I feel like you have other options with the Seven of Cups. And you may be taking time out. Okay, should I just move forward? Should we try to be friends? Every time I let this person in my life, you know, I start feeling emotionally drained. or I start feeling taken advantage of, or I start feeling like I'm the only one, you know, putting forth any effort. You know, think about these things, consider them. You don't want to go back. You don't want to go back. So you will make a decision. That's your focus, your challenge for August, Pisces. But all in all, a positive reading. I see a chance to get someone or something or an opportunity back that you thought you had lost. So that's always a good thing. But again, you know, life seldom lives up to our fantasies. So just be prepared that it may not, you know, appear in the way that you had dreamed it would or had fantasized that it would. But also remember, you have other options available to you. In fact, so many that, you know, it may be a bit confusing, and nobody's going to slight you if you're just like, look, I need some time to think about this. Well, I'm going to need some time to think about this, and we'll talk about it later. Travel and moving, relocation are also on the table. So for some of you, maybe this would involve a relocation, or, you know, it's a job opportunity that would involve travel. And you have to kind of think, you know, I have to figure out if I'm going to be able to do this, because you do have 2 runes that indicate that on the table. So, you know, or it may be a longer commute if it's a job offer. And some of you, it may be a vehicle. I just want to throw that out there in August. It could be that you've been really just keep trying to fix up your vehicle, and maybe it's older, and you kept hoping that, you know, you would never have to buy another one, but now you're kind of, you know, having to decide, and you're like, oh, I just don't. You're really upset about it. That you know, I don't want a car payment. So I feel like that's a very small number of you. I feel like for most of you, this is something else. This is something else. Now, for some of you, it could be that you are very upset that the car breaks down, or that there's another issue with the car. But yes, in fact, it can be saved. Again, it's going to play out differently for all of you. So definitely contact me for a private reading. I'll be happy to kind of see, does this even involve a car, or is this more of the internal journey or a relationship journey that we were talking about, or the travel, or moving, or you know, moving from one job to another? Because again, these are normally physical shifts, new homes, new residences, new jobs, that sort of thing. So, but yeah, if you need time out, don't let anyone pressure you in August to make a decision, Pisces. You have to make it in your own time, and you have to consider, you know, everything that's going on. I think because this is coming up as your help, this, you know, recouping whatever was lost, you really want this, but it's just not coming down in the way you were thinking. It's not, you know, this person's not saying the lines that they said in your head, or you know, that sort of thing, Pisces. So, just realize that's normal in life, that, you know, it was a nice fantasy, but things seldom happen in that way. I think there's a lot to consider. And you're going to need some time out to do that. Don't let anyone pressure you into, you have to, you know, well, you have to make a decision right now. You don't. You don't. And some of you may be kind of putting off responding, or putting off having this conversation because you don't know how you feel about it, or you don't want to be emotional. So you're kind of trying to compose yourself, or think things through, or get things out. Whatever this is, you have a very strong emotional reaction to it, Pisces. So if it's a person, this is someone who means or meant a lot to you, but they may have been a disappointment to you, or a negative influence on you. And it may hurt to decide to not accept this offer. You know, or to maybe not move forward in the way that you had thought that you would, or maybe the way this other person thought that you would. But you have to do what's right for you in August, Pisces, and it may take some time. It may take most of the month for you to figure out what this is. And it all has to do with accepting an offer, or accepting the return of someone or something from the past. But just remember, that's coming up as a help to you. So whatever's coming back, It's either an opportunity for closure or it's an opportunity for moving forward in a far more positive way. After you kind of get out all the emotional stuff, but you may not be ready to do that until maybe September. So that is what I see, Pisces. As I mentioned, I am going to draw your spiritual guidance card. And for this month, once again, I'm going to be using the Astrological Oracle cards by Antonella Castelli. And that will be over on my Vimeo page. The link is below. So yeah, just meet me over there. We'll see what the astrological cards have in store for you and what they can give you, what insight they can give you to help with August. So I'll see you over there, and I will see you back here next month for your Runescope.